All right, cool.
All right, Jay, Johnny here.
Johnny, great to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. So you are the owner of this company. Tell me a little bit about your company and how you got started.
So I'm Jay with the Cooling and Plumbing Company. I got started in the industry back in, well, technically I did plumbing for my mom's landscaping company while I was in high school. And then I went into the military, and after the military, I got back into air conditioning. So I've been in the industry solid since 2000.
Okay.
So I've been doing air conditioning and plumbing since 2000. I built several companies here in the state. I did consulting for them. Got to the point where it was time to shine and do my own thing. So in 2006, I opened up my own company and never looked back.
Yeah, and what you were in the Army?
Yes, Army. Yep.
Yeah, and how long were you in for?
4 years.
Okay.
I was EOD in the military, in the Army.
Yeah, and native from Arizona?
No, actually born in Wisconsin.
Okay.
But parents were tired of the snow.
Yeah.
So, you know, they moved us out
from Minnesota.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they moved us out to California for 2 years. We lived in the high desert area. And we came out to Arizona to visit my aunt, and my dad just made this comment, and this was back in 1985. So my dad was like, "This is where I belong." And we were like, you belong here? You know, it's hard to imagine because now the Phoenix metropolitan area is the 5th largest city in the country.
In the country.
Yeah. And so it's hard to imagine that there used to just be tumbleweeds and, you know, just empty, just dirt. You know, now there's like houses everywhere. You can't escape it.
It's massively growing too. Now they've brought that Taiwanese semiconductor company
There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Those are sore spots because they use 1 million gallons of water per day. You know,
I saw that.
You know, as a state trying to do conservation with water and then giving companies like that the go-ahead to use that much water. There's also an equestrian horse property out on the west side of town that also has $1 million water rights per day.
Wow.
Yeah, and they just sell that water right back and make money.
I saw that, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, so, you know, it's lobbying and politics, which always sucks. We're not taking care of our state.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I've been here since 85. You know, I lived in Chandler. Chandler Boulevard was the edge of town, so we used to go there camping. Now you can go all the way down to Riggs where the Indian reservation is and run into houses, you know?
Totally.
So yeah, I've seen this great state grow quite a bit.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
So why did you start your business?
I got tired. I was building companies for other people. Some of the reasons were, you know, addictions to drugs, which I don't tolerate. Some of the reasons were just lack of customer service, lack of quality, you know, not caring enough about their products or their customers or even their employees. And I just got to the point where I was like, I can do better. And I want to sleep well at night knowing that I give my customers and my family, my employees the very best.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, and so we're out here today at one of your customer sites?
You ready to take a look at it?
Sure, love to.
So what we're doing today is we're running a gas line for a pool heater.
Okay.
And so pool heaters use 400,000 BTUs of gas. And I know you don't know what that means, but if you...
they use a lot of gas.
They use a lot of gas in comparison to a stove, which only uses 50,000 BTUs of gas. Gotcha. So essentially you're using about 5 gallons of fuel per hour with a pool heater. So you can't use your typical 1/2-inch or 3/4 gas lines to do this. You got to run a 2-inch gas line.
Gotcha.
And of course the pool heater's outside, so you're not going to be running indoor gas. You have to be running outdoor gas. So we have all these different products in gas, whether it's indoor gas piping, outdoor gas piping, above ground gas piping, below ground gas piping. So today we're doing some below ground gas piping called PE. We've already got the concrete cut. We've already got the trench dug, and we're getting pipe in the ground right now.
Oh, look at that. Cool.
Yeah, ready to take a look at it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, buddy, you mind if I pause that up? All right, so this is my nephew, Damien.
Hey, Damien.
He will be my successor.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, yeah. So I'm very, very happy that I can have my family continue this legacy.
Wow.
So yeah, so he is learning everything. He's been with me for about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
He's testing at a 6-year mark.
Okay.
So he can build a house from the ground up for plumbing, gas piping. Next, he'll start taking on the HVAC portion of it, and he'll just grow with us.
Gotcha.
And then over time, as I dwindle away, then I get to leave this legacy for him, which I'm super excited about.
Awesome.
So,
okay. Cool. And so this is your line that you're bringing in here now?
Yeah, so as you can see right here, we had to saw cut the concrete.
Yeah.
And then we had to trench down, and gas has to be buried the deepest. It's 18 inches above the pipe. So you can see by the depth of this, it's pretty deep.
Sure.
So what we are going to do is just run this gas line through here. This black corrugated piping you see right here is we're using it for sleeving. It's a code requirement. We need to make sure that the piping is sleeved under concrete. And then if you look at the pipe, you'll actually see a tracer wire on it. And that's because the pipe is plastic. So if we ever needed to locate this pipe, we would just connect to this tracer wire right here.
Sure.
And we could locate this entire pipe. Let me take you around the backside and show you what we're doing.
Perfect. No, this is great.
Yeah, this is what we do almost every day. We do gas piping outside for pool heaters, barbecues, fire pits, fireplaces, tiki torches, specialty fire features. As a matter of fact, we'll be coming back and running some gas lines to this patio so that he can have 3 patio heaters over here.
Okay.
We do have some gas to clean up. It was installed improperly by a landscaper, but we're going to tackle that later because this is already too beautiful. So when the gas line starts to give him a little bit of an issue, we're going to have to redo this fire pit right here, and we're going to have to redo that barbecue. I'm very much about doing everything perfect and
Doing
to
it the
code.
right way. Yep.
I want customers to enjoy their backyard,
Sure.
and I want them to never have to worry about having an emergency.
Oh, definitely, especially when you're dealing with gas.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
So we've got our pool heater over here. Here's the pool equipment.
Sure.
And this particular system has a heat pump system over here, which heat pumps are very efficient once you've already hit the temperature.
Right.
And then this is our gas system right here. And gas is the most efficient for bringing it up to temp as quick as possible.
Sure.
So you can heat a typical pool in about 6 to 8 hours. A larger pool, usually about 10 to 12. And you can see how we've already run the gas line all the way over to here. So that gas line is solid all the way around this whole property, all the way over to here. And that's approximately 140 feet.
I'm just honestly surprised on how large the gas line is.
Yeah, and so gas tumbles. It's a quarter of a pound, so it's not like water. Water will have 60, 80, 120 PSI of pressure coming from the city because the city's just pumping it. And you just have to dumb it down with a pressure regulator at the
Gotcha.
house. But it's completely different in gas. In gas, we still have maybe 60, 70, 80 pounds in the street, but as soon as it comes up to the meter, they dumb it down to 1/4 of a pound. So the gas just tumbles.
Yeah.
So how we have to size gas is how far are you going? How much gas do you need?
Sure.
And that determines what size the piping is. So like you can see right here,
Yeah.
that's 2 inch.
That's a 2-inch pipe. Yeah.
If we were just running a barbecue, we could do it in 3/4 or 1 inch.
Right. That's like a hardened plastic.
Yep.
It's just that plastic. Okay.
And we use plastic because the alkalinity in the ground, we've learned over time that in Arizona, the alkalinity is so tough, it eats metal pipe. So it's
Interesting.
only a matter of time. So
Right.
as you start to drive around and you start looking at all the utility companies and what they're doing, you'll see those big spools of yellow and
Yes.
big spools of orange
Yep.
and red. So orange is fiber optics, red is power,
Yep.
and yellow is gas. And then of course we use all of our water piping is also plastic as well. So the life expectancy on it is way greater,
Sure.
obviously like 100 plus years. So once you put this in the ground, I'm not expecting to ever come back again.
Right.
We socket fusion or butt fusion weld the piping, so you don't have to worry about leaking fittings ever. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just the best that you can have in our industry.
Sure. Awesome. Great. Yeah, and so you do gas,
Yep, we do gas
plumbing,
piping, we
and
do plumbing,
HVAC.
and HVAC.
Okay.
Yep, all 3.
And you have to be certified in all 3, right?
Technically not in Arizona.
Okay.
So every state is completely different.
Correct.
So some states require you to go through an apprenticeship, a journeyman, and a master's program. I technically am a master in HVAC and plumbing. So, and gas falls under plumbing.
Gotcha.
And you can test for that, and you can do certifications and whatnot, but Arizona really doesn't care.
Sure.
Arizona only requires 4 years to become a licensed contractor. So I always encourage people, hey, you want to be a licensed contractor, come work for me.
Right.
But instead of only putting in 4 years, put in 8.
Right.
You know, put in 4 years learning the job so you truly understand the job, you know all the code requirements, and then spend the next 4 years in the office. You really need to learn how to do paperwork and payroll and you know, customer service and everything that goes in the back of it.
Sure.
You know, I've had a ton of guys go out on their own over the last 25 years, and of course they end up coming right back, Jay, this is tough.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
can you help me? Could you, yeah, could
It's
you help
one
me
thing
with
to
this?
know the technical skill of doing the work,
Yes.
but the business skill is a whole another
Yeah.
thing that you need to learn.
And there is guys out there that are super, super great at what they do. Their quality is top notch.
Right.
They're awesome, but they don't want to deal with people.
Sure.
You know, or they don't have good customer service.
Yeah.
Or it's vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, you got guys who just love to chit chat.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah, totally. Yeah.
But then their work is mediocre at best.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard to find that perfect
Sure.
diamond.
Yeah.
But I always encourage people, get in the industry. If you, instead of going to school too, I tell people, become an apprentice for a company. Get out there and spend a year or two making sure you like it.
Right.
Can you handle the heat in the desert?
Yeah,
It's
a big deal.
The winters are great. Like, we're excited right now.
Right.
Yeah,
especially when you're climbing through attics in the middle of summertime.
we've had attics upwards of 200 degrees, 180 to 200.
Crazy.
Yeah. So you'll take 30-minute increments, go up there and sweat to death, come down,
Right.
almost pass out, do it again, Yeah, so it's tough.
Yeah.
So plumbing wise, we do anything: underground plumbing, sewer, water, everything above ground. We do a lot of custom builds only because I want to talk to the customers. I want to look at the plans with them and give them some ideas. Like, hey, this is great and all, but if you did this, this, and that, and spend an extra $200, $300, $400, $500, you'll never see me again. It's the difference of taking a sewer pipe and changing it from 2-inch to 3-inch. You never have clogs. Stuff like that. Or I like this idea, but have you thought about this or that? And this would be better. And so I like the ability to do that. I want customers to be like, well, why didn't you tell me?
Right.
I want them to be like, hey, Jay told me everything. I chose. I chose this, or I chose not to.
Yeah.
So
you've been roughly 20 years in business?
Yep.
Roughly?
25 technically.
Okay.
So
20,
I went out on my own in 2006.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started back into plumbing and air conditioning in 2000 when I got out of the military.
Okay. And roughly 11 employees?
Yes.
Are you at liberty to share what your top revenue has been?
We're in the millions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Been a very successful business then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not a materialistic person, so I like to keep my numbers.
Sure. Fantastic. Yeah. So what would you say to knowing everything that you now know about starting, running, and operating a successful business, what would you say to your younger self if you could go back to when you first started? What type of advice would you give to yourself?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a tough one. Just do it better and faster. Thinking I've done everything the way I wanted to do it. I've built my company on my name, on my quality. We're the best rated plumbing contractor and HVAC contractor in the state. Nothing but 5-star reviews. We win at least 2 awards every year, which is amazing.
Yeah.
No other company does. So I would tell myself to keep that up. Just keep producing, keep being the best you can, and show the world that there's better.
Yeah, and what's been like the largest challenge for you as you've grown your business? What have been obviously there's multiple challenges, but what would you say?
Our biggest is employees.
Yeah.
Yeah, our biggest is employees. So, I'm built on honor, integrity. This is my parents, My dad was the kind of guy that if you shook his hand, the job got done.
Sure.
And so that's how I grew my business.
Yeah.
And sorry, blanked out there for a second.
That's totally fine. Yeah. I was just asking about the largest challenge in terms of growing the business. It's going to be dealing typically with people,
it's employees,
right?
Yeah. And as
personnel issues that come up. And,
yeah. And as time has progressed, I really see a difference in the quality of people. I see a difference in their work performance. I see a difference in their desires. I just kind of feel like the world is going to a disposable world where if you don't like something, you just throw it away and get something new.
Transactional almost.
Yeah. And I really want to encourage people to take pride in what they do. This is a trade, and I teach all my guys, I don't care where you go in the world.
Sure.
You can do air conditioning and plumbing.
Yeah.
You don't even have to speak the language.
Right.
You just have to know the job.
Totally.
Yeah.
And
so this is a job that I'm able to help 11 guys feed their families for life.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I want more.
Yeah. Absolutely. Great. I'll just